First of all, I'm not disappointed at all, but the problem is, some of you might be very disappointed after watching this video. Alright, let's talk about the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. By now, we have all gotten used to that thing iPhones do, right? That thing where a new iPhone comes out and people just can't notice the difference between the new one and the old one. Well, it's not just iPhones that do it. Many other phones do it too. And this time, Samsung has done it again. When people criticize phones by saying it's the same phone as the previous year, most of the time it's just an exaggeration because there's usually something worth noting about the new one. But this time, the Galaxy S25 Ultra really feels like the ultimate example of this criticism. Let's take a closer look at the Samsung Galaxy S25 lineup. Spoiler alert, if you've seen the S24, you've already seen 90% of what's new here. Let's break it down. Let's start with the design. If you handed me the S25 and S24 side by side, I'd honestly have trouble telling them apart. The sizes are identical, 6.2 inches for the base model and 6.7 inches for the Plus. The flat sides, the sleek cold metal feel, and the overall look, all the same. The only real way to distinguish the S25 series is by the new colors, but even that feels like a minor update. If any of you agree that adding colors to a product is an update, that means you clearly agree with Apple when they said this.
Today we're excited to give iMac another big update. And here it is. The new iMac features a fresh new set of beautiful colors.
But not for me, colors are not an upgrade, at least not in 2025. Okay, so the only other physical difference is the 5G antenna. It's been moved slightly to the top, and if you're thinking, that's not much of an upgrade, well, you're absolutely right. The Galaxy S25 Ultra has a slightly more squared off shape. The camera rings are a bit bigger, and the bezels on the front are about 15% thinner, giving you a tiny bit more screen. That's your big design update. It's not bad, but it's hardly exciting. On the inside, things stay pretty familiar too. The phone is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy chip. There's a slightly improved vapor chamber for cooling, and every model now comes with 12 GB of RAM as the base configuration. The battery size? It's exactly the same as last year. The port and button layout? They are all identical. The S Pen? It's still here, but rumors suggest it might have lost its Bluetooth functionality, though that's yet to be confirmed. Now, let's talk cameras. The Ultra gets one actual upgrade, a 50 megapixel ultra-wide sensor replacing the previous 12 megapixel one. That sounds like a big deal on paper, but in everyday use, you might not even notice the difference unless you're a photography enthusiast. The rest of the cameras, along with the battery, brightness, and display specs, are all unchanged. So where is Samsung focusing its energy? The answer is software, particularly artificial intelligence. The biggest addition is a new assistant, which you can access by holding down the power button. It's a hybrid of Google Gemini and Bixby, combining the best of both. For most tasks, it uses Google Gemini for better responses, but when it comes to specific app actions, Bixby steps in. For example, you can ask it to add an event to your calendar, and it will actually perform the task instead of just opening the app for you. It's a clever feature, but here's the catch. There's no voice command to activate it. You can't just say, "Hey Bixby" or "Hey Google." Instead, you have to hold down the power button, which feels a bit clunky for something that's supposed to be cutting edge. Another feature is AI Select. Imagine you're reading an article or watching a video and you want to interact with it. With AI Select, you can swipe in from the side or take a screenshot, and the AI will analyze the content. For text, it can summarize or edit it. For videos, you can quickly create a GIF by selecting a few seconds of footage. It's a neat trick, but honestly, it feels more like a minor convenience than a game changer. Well, that's just my opinion. This could be a huge deal for someone else, to be honest. Great job, Samsung. Now here's where it gets interesting. Samsung has committed to 7 years of software updates for its flagship phones. That means most of these new AI features will likely make their way to the S24 series. So, if you already own an S24 Ultra, there's almost no reason to upgrade. Even the new One UI 7, which brings a fresh design and a few features inspired by iOS, like lock screen customization, isn't enough to make this phone feel new. In fact, if you handed me the new ultra-wide camera or the slightly larger screen on the S25 Ultra, I'd probably struggle to notice the difference. At the end of the day, the Galaxy S25 Ultra is a textbook example of a spec bump. Samsung took zero risks here, sticking to a formula that worked for them last year. And while that might make sense for their business, it's hard not to feel disappointed as a consumer. But like I said earlier in the video, I'm not disappointed. And a quick message to the phone companies out there, hey guys, phones must not be released every single year. You all can take your time. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you all in the next one.